everyone, Kathy here, and welcome to my channel. This girl is on fire, dealing with fibromyalgia. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to talk to you about today, so I hope you will just meet me where I am. And like all of us who deal with chronic pain, we need an outlet to be able to express what we're going through. So today's video is just me being honest with what I'm going through today and what I've experienced in my day so far. So I woke up this morning in a fibro flare. And if you're watching this because you have a family member who talks about fibro flares and you really don't understand what that is, I can explain it very briefly. And what I feel may be something different than what your family member or a loved one feels. But for me, a fibro flare has to do not only with pain in my body and the level of pain, but also the level of fatigue. And I talked about that in one of my other videos. I'm not talking about just tiredness. It's the type of fatigue where you just feel like you can't lift your arms, you can't lift your head, you can't get up. Because of that, I was unable to go out and do my regular activities today, and I had to choose to just stay home because doing nothing actually is the only way to refuel my body's energy. So I'm home hugging with my little one here. He's been great for my fibro as well too. Meet Sergeant. He actually has saved my life from fibro about 7 years ago when I got him to help get me moving again. And because of him, I would have to get up and feed him and walk him. And it really helped me when I was in one of my lowest parts of fibromyalgia. So he's right here on my hip, and he is every day. He's a very empathetic dog, meaning he understands when I'm not feeling well, and he knows how to be in tune to that for me. So he is one of my greatest sources of healing and comfort. And that's what I would encourage you today. If you're having a fibro flare like me, surround yourself with the things that bring you the most comfort. So I found it really difficult to get out of the bed this morning. So it is a mind game where I had to tell myself, I need to get in the shower. I need to get in the shower. And so I did, because hot showers is something about hot water that brings my pain level down. So I got into the shower, and the pain is not fully away, but say where it was at a 9 this morning, it's more hovering around a 6 right now. So I just put my tools in place that are helpful for the day. Another thing I noticed when I have a fibro flare is during the night I had bladder irritability, and that's another sign that a fibro flare is coming on for me. So I'd already gotten up in the middle of the night several times because of the nerves in my bladder spasming and making that uncomfortable feeling. So that's another sign that a fibro flare is coming on. So once I was up, I have actually kind of been crying easily. That is another sign of central nervous system sensitivity, I'll call it. And a lot of that is where emotions flood to the surface easily. We may find that light is too bright, sounds are too loud, and I get that way when I have a flare as well. So that's another thing to pay attention to. What is your environment like? Are you in an environment that can calm down the central nervous system and not be overstimulated? That is another thing I have to do for myself when I'm trying to heal. So another thing that just happened this morning, which just made my whole morning and really started turning my day around. It actually helped me get my mind off my pain a lot. I noticed I was getting a lot of texts over my phone this morning, and we have a family text between me, my husband, and my children. And I saw that it was a group text, and they were having this discussion, and it was just ringing, 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 ringing. I'm like, I gotta see what that's about. And I picked up my phone, and my husband and the boys were going back and forth with this private family joke that we have. And they kept sending them and sending them. And every time they would, I would just start giggling a little more and giggling a little more. And then finally, I was into a full blown belly laugh with tears coming out of my eyes because I was crying so hard, which is what I do when I laugh really, really hard. And believe me, my mind was not on my pain. It was on this wonderful sense of humor that our family has, and not everybody understands, but it gets us all going. And I dove in there and started doing my creative answers to this funny joke that we were doing, and I was just having a blast. And I got to thinking about it. Wow, the gift of laughter. What a wonderful thing. And I needed that today. So, again, find a place to laugh, whether it's a show like watching a comedy instead of a depressing show on TV, or getting with a friend who makes you laugh, or watching a stand up comedian. Whatever it is that can get you in that place of the endorphins in your brain going and helping you to get your mind off of it. Sometimes we just need activities that get our mind off of our pain. The other thing that's very helpful to me that I am going to do this afternoon is to take a 20-minute cat nap. There's just something about taking that 20 minutes, not any less, not any more, because if you sleep a lot, it's going to make you feel groggy, and sometimes it makes you feel worse. So catching a cat nap is another thing that will help me to feel better today in my fibro flare. Another point I can share with you is I learned the distinction in my pain. So for example, people with fibro have pain points in their bodies where if you push down on that area, mainly in the joints, and there's some other places, they will have like severe pain, like it feels like a heavy bruise area. And that's one of the ways you can get tested by your doctor if you have fibromyalgia, is if you say yes to pain in 11 or more of the points, then you have fibromyalgia. But I also suffer from myofascial pain, and that is pain in all of my muscles and tendons in my body, mainly in my arms and my legs. And the worst kind of pain I get actually is in the neck and in my facial nerves. And I don't have that all the time, but when I do, it can really affect when I eat. I'll have a lot of pain here when I eat, and sometimes in my jaw. So one thing that has been helpful to me is to distinguish between nerve pain and muscle pain. And this has been a good rule of thumb for me. So if I'm having muscle pain, I apply heat. And if I am having nerve pain, I apply ice. And this has been really helpful, especially with different kind of headaches I have. I've found that a lot of the headaches I have actually stem from nerve pain. So if I apply ice, I don't even have to take like a Tylenol or anything like that, because it's nerve pain, not muscle pain, that's causing that for me. I'm trying to think of some other things that come along with a fibro flare. Oh, this is a huge one, and you might could relate to this. I am a sufferer of IBS and ulcerative colitis. but I have noticed that there is a definite connection between my fibromyalgia and what's going on in my intestines. So maybe one day scientists will find out what that is, and maybe you can relate to that. So that is another area where I struggle, that if I am in a fibro flare, usually I have some kind of, not stomach upset, but intestinal upset. It's just not right. And that's another reason for me to stay home and be close to home, unfortunately. It's one of those things that disrupts my day and disrupts my normal flow of activities during the week. I hope you have found the information here helpful, but more, I hope I've been a voice to let you know that you're not alone, that flares do come and go, they don't stay around, and that there are some useful tools we can use to help shorten it up or to help bring us comfort in the middle of a flare. So today I'm going to say take it easy along with me. Just put your comforts around you and use your imagination, use your creativity to get your mind off of your pain, and also try to bring laughter into your day and a catnap into your day. And of course, a wonderful soaking bath. And so that is what I will leave you with today. One of my favorite things to do is called a bath sandwich. And I may have shared this information already, but I'll do it again, where you take a towel and place it under you in a bathtub and fill the bathtub with, well, more than warm water, so a little bit on the hot side water, and put bath salts in there, your favorite kind. I love lavender, so I use that. And make sure you put plenty of bath salts. And then once you're in the bathtub, have a second towel that you soak in the water and place on top of you. So you should have one towel laying under you and one towel laying on top of you, and just soak in that bath water for about 20 minutes. And it is a wonderful, magical thing for making your body feel better and a great way to show love for yourself. So I want to leave you with that thought today, and I wish for you many, many blessings, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.